week on Wild Spirits, we're in South Africa for some bouldering, before jetting over to Europe for some skating action, and finally, trail running in Germany and Austria. Welcome to Wild Spirits. We're here in Clan William, Rocklands, South Africa, with Rodrigo Nunes and his wife. Bouldering is a form of freehand climbing without the aid of ropes. Nunes and his team are here for some action. Rocklands is world famous for bouldering. The landscape lends itself to the sport with sheer rock faces and irregular shaped rocks. Bouldering, like all action sports, relies on community. For example, these climbers need people to support them from the ground and help guide their hand and footholds. There are no rules in bouldering, just the enjoyment of scaling rocks, finding new challenges, and pushing yourself. Although there is no equipment to aid the climber, it's a good idea to have a chalk pouch on the person, as well as a bouldering mat underneath, for new and dangerous climbs. Finding new and intricate ways of climbing is a big part of bouldering. Bouldering differs to free solo climbing in the fact that the objects climbed are all under 20 feet. With the growing popularity of bouldering, lots of climbing centers will have suitable obstacles, providing a safe indoor area in which to train. With climbing centers realizing the growth in bouldering, there are numerous events held both indoors, outdoors every year. Bouldering is all about the intricate details. One wrong foot or handhold, and you're off. Sometimes launching yourself towards a handhold is the only way up the rock. Bouldering requires a serious level of fitness that other action sports may not. Due to the lack of rope to support your weight, you have to take all your weight in your fingers and your toes. With such small surface area connecting the climber to the rock, the chalk helps add grip to the fingers. Plus, most climbers will wear climbing shoes, which help provide grip and support the feet. There's a real sense of achievement in all sports, but having to do all the work in bouldering without any equipment must make reaching the top a real moment of pride. Bouldering is more about conquering the object in front of you rather than seeking out the perfect rock face. Unless under competition conditions, bouldering has no time restraints. It's just climber versus obstacle. Rock climbing was first regarded as a sport in the mid-1800s. Bouldering came about shortly after that in France. One of these pioneering bouldering athletes, Pierre Alain, invented the rock climbing shoe. Climbing whilst inverted is one of the many skills required to be successful in bouldering. The strength required by a climber is high anyway, but while inverted, you need extreme levels of upper body strength. You must be able to hold all of your body weight in one hand in some instances as you plot your next move. The bouldering mats underneath are specifically designed to cover dangerous ground beneath the rock, but also to minimize injury. They tend to be around 4 inches thick and 3 by 4 feet in size. The bouldering mats have handles and straps on them to make it easy to move them quickly. It's recommended to have 1 or 2 spotters accompanying the mat. This is to get the mat under the climber in the best possible position. The bouldering mats have dual or triple density foam inners. This high density foam prevents the foot from touching the ground beneath the mat, as well as stopping the foot becoming trapped within the mat. When the climber starts so low on the boulder, much like when they're inverted, they'll need a colossal amount of strength to keep their weight off the ground. Nunes started conventional climbing back in 2002. After falling in love with the sport, he wanted to take his climbing skills in another direction. He upped his training and found bouldering fitted with his needs and style. Today, he, his wife, and their friends go on numerous trips like this one. Although in bouldering, the rock face would barely be over 20 feet tall, a fall from the top of a rock this size can be very dangerous. We've spoken about the strength needed to be good at bouldering, but the strength needed to propel yourself up towards another handhole is really incredible. Although it is an action sport, bouldering is almost an art form, the ability to scale any object in your own way using only your body. Bouldering isn't without its flaws, however, with some experts claiming that it's damaging the ecosystem. This has led some landowners to prohibit bouldering altogether. All action sports have people trying to discredit them, but with the growing amount of indoor climbing centers, coupled with places like Rocklands where it's encouraged, bouldering will live on. In 2012, a proposal was submitted to the International Olympic Committee to include a climbing program in the Olympic Games from 2020 onwards. The program would include bouldering as well as other forms of climbing. The proposal, however, was declined. On difficult climbs like this, a larger amount of spotters and mats are used to protect the climber due to the added risks. Reaching the summit, even at 20 feet, is a huge achievement, considering the effort going into the climb. Bouldering offers the climber to start their climb from underneath the object, something which is impossible in any other form of climbing. Bouldering competitions take different formats, including a set amount of tries at a certain problem with timed rest periods. Other formats include climbers racing against each other to complete as many problems as they can in the allotted time. Under competition conditions, points are awarded for the level of difficulty of the problem. They can also be deducted for repeated attempts on the same problem. Single climbs are referred to as problems in competition, which is fitting due to the strategic nature of bouldering. Nunes and his wife Anna share more than just a love of bouldering. Bouldering can be done in almost any condition, but obviously dark and damp conditions would increase the difficulty of the climb. That's all we have time for in part 1 of Wild Spirits. Come back after the break for some skateboarding and trail running action in Germany.
Wild Spirits volta já.